So this is day 120. I woke up like at 5 thinking it would be a beautiful sunrise. Not so much. I think the trail leaves the summit over there somewhere. So it'll be tricky finding the trail this morning. But there's Whistler. Oh, it's obviously not sunny and beautiful, but it is pretty cool and it is memorable, that's for sure. So last night was awesome. It was definitely a first for me. Really cool setting up my tent up on top of Bromley. There's probably 8 of us up there, 8 through hikers, and all of them except for Whistler and I slept. So 6 of them slept in the warming hut at the top there by the chairlift, and Whistler and I set up our tents. It's really nice that Bromley leaves that open. They could easily lock it up. But we slept in our tents. We had a pretty good sunset, not a full sunset because it was a little bit cloudy, but we sat out and looked at that. It was pretty good weather. It rained a little bit before dawn, and then you saw everything. I was getting up, expecting, I got up a little bit early, expecting to see a beautiful sunrise, and you saw how it was all in the clouds. But even that was memorable. It was funny. So today, hopefully, I don't know whether to believe it or not, but the mud, and what people are saying, the mud probably led up the last 5 miles yesterday. It is super annoying and just makes things slow and awkward. So fingers crossed. What I'm hearing is, though I can't believe it, as I've learned, is that the mud lets up now. So I'm hoping. Going to try and do 23 miles today, and we'll see how it goes with the conditions. As I say that, there's a little mud bog coming up here. I'm almost to the top of Peru Peak, and I feel like I'm back in the Smokies, walking in the clouds all day. Or all day, it's only like 8:30, but it feels like the Smokies again. Take it back, this is not Peru Peak, this is Stiles Peak. And in the trail notes it says there are awesome views back towards the east, towards Magic Mountain ski area. Not so much. Peru Peak is up ahead. Maybe it will have cleared by then. Everything is wet and slippery with the clouds, obviously, but the worst are these boards. Wet planks are slippery, more slippery than wet rocks, more slippery than moss covered rocks that are wet. They're really treacherous. So it's nice to stay out of the mud, but they have their own hazard. You want to go fast on them, but you really need to go slow, at least when they're wet. I think I'm almost to the top of something called Baker Peak. Came from down there. Yeah. headed up here. There's the blaze. Haven't had a suspension bridge in a while. Shaking a little bit. That looks like Vermont, huh? A little bit more like the North Woods. It feels like the scenery's getting better. Still mostly in the big green tunnel, but when we do get views or scenery, it really is. Now, which way? Oh, this way. Now the scenery is definitely starting to pick up, I think, or at least look more like Vermont, New Hampshire, Maine. Like I said, the North Woods. I would really like to go soak my feet in there, but no time. Still 10 miles to go today. I've seen this before in YouTube videos. This is the semi-famous rock garden. In the tree. Cheers. Whistler got Trail Magic beer like 2 miles back. He's been saving it for this moment. I tried to find a rock to add to it, but all the rocks are taken. My favorite is the one up in the tree. That down there is Vermont Highway 140. And with any luck, Mrs. Mulligan will be there, back from visiting her friend. And that will wrap up day 120. And she will have, steep downhill. She'll have cold beverages and will whisk me away to a nice air-conditioned hotel. But I gotta put this away so I don't kill myself in the last 50 yards. It is August 18th, day 121. And I just left a little bit ago from the road crossing at Vermont 140, where Mrs. Mulligan picked me up last night. We went back and spent the night in Rutland, which worked out really well because there were really, really bad thunderstorms last night. And in fact, I think the state fair is in Rutland right now, and they evacuated the state fair last night. But Whistler and Bear Stoner were camped right by 140. And they seem to have made out all right in the storm. They looked no worse for wear this morning, so that's good. Today, I think, is going to be a really short day. Let's see, yesterday morning, so after the day of really bad mud, so the day that we camped on top of Bromley there, that day, the mud was really bad. And you're doing all these sort of weird contortions to try and go around it. You know, these lateral movements, you're trying to hop side to side. I think it's just movements you normally don't make when you're hiking. And I woke up yesterday morning, my right knee was just really stiff. I thought maybe I just slept on it wrong or something, I don't know. But then hiking yesterday, you know, it just stayed stiff all day. Didn't really get any worse. But then this morning I woke up and I think it was a little bit worse. And it was really, really stiff. So just a little bit nervous of walking on it too far after what I did when I had my ankle injury and I walked on it for 3 days and then had to take 10 days off. So I'm just gonna do, I think, 6 this morning just to see how it feels. I have a brace on it now. And I'll see how it feels the rest of the day and rest. And then see how it feels tomorrow. If it's still stiff tomorrow, maybe I'll take a couple of days off, which I really don't want to do, but I've got the whites coming up and it's no time not to be in 100% good shape. It's the wrong time to get injured right now. It's the wrong time to push it too. So I need to make sure that I'm in 100% working order here in another week or so. So I'll loosen things up hopefully today and see how it feels and hopefully continue on tomorrow. If not, I'll rest for a couple days and go from there. Here, check this out. This is some place called The Ledges, which is another one of those ones in the trail notes. It says there's an awesome view. I was above the clouds and I just came down a little bit, so I'm smack in the middle of the clouds. And there's supposedly from here a great view of Rutland Airport and Rutland. So I'm thinking there's no flights out of Rutland Airport this morning. You're in trouble if you're taking a small commuter flight out of Rutland Airport this morning and connecting in Boston. I think you would need to make other plans because you are socked in. Look at this, that last video is no more than 10 minutes ago, and there's the airport, all clear of the clouds. Still some low ones hanging around, but that's funny how quickly it lifted. And in the trail notes, it just says swimming holes. And from here, it looks really cool. It looks like swimming holes in the big rapids. And you see people coming with their swimsuits on, and it's 10 o'clock on Sunday morning, so I think it's a popular spot. You can get a view over here. Still Clarendon Gorge. Ooh, very shaky suspension bridge. Oh, cool. And I can see like down there, the swimming hole there. Oh, awesome. This is the shakiest suspension bridge yet. There you can see it shaking. Oh, what a nice spot. Of course, anytime you have something or a name with gorge in it, you got to climb out of it. So I'm headed straight up, but with only a day pack, so a lot easier than it would have been yesterday. There you see some folks up there. So same airport, climb down from one of those mountains right there. The gorge is down. You can kind of see a break in the trees there. Cross the road and then climbed out of the gorge right here. So same airport. The last view was from over there.